Hello. How's it going? How's it going? Late. Are you late? I know, I'm late. Caught me red-handed. But hey. It's not like I'm an hour or two late, you know? Only a few minutes. That's fine. It's like... It's not good. It's fine. Going better if we were on time for once. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's like one of those things where it's like, you know, just be grateful what you got, okay? Just be grateful. All right? I'm providing you like the best entertainment you've ever had in your life. All right? It comes at a heavy price. You know? It takes a huge toll on my body. Right? I need like hours of sleep after talking for like a minute, you know? You gotta understand how I feel, right? You gotta understand how the poor streamer feels. No, come back! Get back here! I'm underappreciating my time, man. Really, no one understands me. I don't get it. They'll understand one day. They'll understand. Also, what the hell is he doing? Why is he staring around the cup? I'm on breakfast. Get off my back. Sorry, I don't know why I was being aggressive. I got breakfast, okay? So that's why I'm stirring this cup, because it's like there's powder inside there. I'm trying to get rid of like all the powdery stuff inside. So I have to like finely stir it, because it does not like being broken up with like all the little clumps and shit. Yeah, it really doesn't. I took a little swig and now there was like still a bunch of powder. Bro, I've been stirring for minutes. Do I need like a blender just to mix this shit in? Yeah. Come on. Hopefully this does not sound, hopefully this doesn't sound weird without a camera on. It's fine. Okay, that should be better. Alright, I hope you guys are doing good. What? Hope you guys are doing good. Got another day of coding and Unreal stuff. I stayed up super late today because I was working on stuff for the special stream, and I gotta be honest, I think this one's gonna be a little of a banger. I think this one's gonna be fucking sick. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm pretty sure I might have woken my roommate accidentally because it was kind of loud, but you know, it's the price we pay sometimes. It's the price we pay. He honestly deserves it though. He deserves a little bit. I've been meaning to say this, but like I have like this huge like list of complaints for him, right? He doesn't know it though. Because like he never watches my streams or anything, so he'll never find out. But I have this huge list of complaints that I'm just gonna corner him with my list of demands, right? I don't know when I'm gonna do that. It'll be soon though. It will be soon. Alright, enough about that. Let's get back to Unreal stuff, okay? Let's get back. We gotta go back and do some more cavern stuff, okay? Do this. Alright, let's go. Okay. So last time we were here, we got some basic stuff done for the swimming in some water, which was pretty cool. Now it's like almost Samnaka Lake. It's almost Samnaka Lake. There is still a big asterisk on that though. There's a big asterisk. It's not fully Samnaka Lake yet, because you do retain velocity now. However, you don't retain all of your velocity, which we need to do. Ooh. Oh my god, how's there still clumps? Die! Get out of here! I've been starting for like 5 million years! Dude, just be like hot chocolate and just like immediately disappear. You should do that. Also, wait, what? Why is chat not showing up? 1 second. One second. Let me reload this guy. I don't think it's showing up. Yeah, nothing like that is open right now. Damn. Alright, I'll have to reopen that. Alright, let me test it to see if it's good. Alright, is it good? Yep, it's good. X-Dean. X-Dean. Alright. So what we need to do next is we need to get some more work done on the swimming system, because let me show a little demonstration. Let me show a little demonstration of what we did. Let me show you a little bit of the genius masterwork that we did yesterday. So I decided to unattach the camera from the body right now, because it was attached. However, we don't have every single animation present right now, so some systems break because we're manually shifting the camera. But as soon as we get animations in for like more proning and that sort of stuff, then we can add the camera back. It's just because we don't have every single animation, it's just not going to work out. But yeah, we got water here, and it detects if it's shallow. If it's shallow, you go slower. And if it's deeper water, then you actually start swimming. And you can do space, C to go up, go down. Do that whole shebang. And you can also do a little sprint under the water. Like, obviously, we don't have different animations for it, so we're just like walking. Alright, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Don't mind the walking. But yeah, the next thing we need to do, we need to be able to like keep our velocity and like be able to like beach up, do that sort of stuff, because it's really bad when like we switch to different modes and we don't it just like suddenly like and abruptly just stops. I don't like that. So we're gonna have to fix that sort of stuff. That's one thing I want to do. That's one thing I want to do. There we go. Okay. Oh, there it is. Boink. Alright. So what we need to do next, we need to... Where's this at? Get this guy up. Wait, did you guys see? Did you guys see that 4chan is basically over? Like, it's basically done and dusted. Which is fucking insane. Like, I've never personally used 4chan before. Like, I've never done that stuff. However, I know the significance of that for, like, a lot of stuff. And what happened was, there was, like a huge hack. There was a huge hack that happened, where a bunch of, like, the people who worked at 4chan's, like, IPs got leaked. It turns out they were like running on like old architecture, so that's why a bunch of shit was like running slow. I didn't know that, but people have been having that complaint for years. Turns out a lot of the people at the top of 4chan is actually government officials. Which is kind of concerning, you know, like people in power. 4chan pilled. I don't know, man. I don't know how I'd feel if I knew, like, the mayor of my town was a Redditor. That just sounds... I don't know. Sounds a bit goofy to me. Sounds a bit goofy. Let's see. I think the first thing we need to do is when we do this guy, we change the braking friction factor. So what we need to do is we need to change the braking friction factor of these other guys. Get to 1. Make this into 2. Alright, let's see if this does anything. Because I want to slide a little bit. And then if that works, then I'll do the same thing with sprinting. I mean, honestly, I might do a thing where, like, a few seconds after you're done sprinting, it keeps that friction factor. Yeah, that didn't work. We gotta lower it more! Lower it as much as possible! Keep it low, 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 low. Okay, what's the other thing? What's the other walking guy that's making this locked down with lock and key? Where's this lock and key guy at? Jumping, falling, walking. Braking friction factor. so if I change this guy, set ground friction to 0. This guy is at 1. Change this boy to 0. Whoa! There we go. Wait, hold up. Why is... One second, one second. Something's going on with the emotes and stuff. It's kind of geeking out a little bit. Let me see. Why is that happening? Why are you geeking out on me? Why are you geeking out? I'm not sure. Stuff seems fine. Unless it's on the... No, it's not on the HDD. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure. Is it just whenever I tab into here? Interesting. So whenever I tab into Unreal, it just makes everything else like that much more laggy. Why is that the case? Has that always been like that? I mean, I wouldn't really expect less from Unreal. I mean, perfectly honest. Don't tap into us while streaming. Everything you know and love will lag like crazy. It'll be insane. Let's see if this carries anything. No. This does not do anything, so that's not what we wanted. Ground friction... That's not what we wanted. Go back to walking. We need to walk again. Walk again. Freaking friction factor. Oh... set braking friction to 0.5, and then this other guy was 5. As long as we're able to carry through our movements, I could really care less. I just want nice movements. And I like follow through. Okay, so that's not what we want, because the shallow water made it really bad. So that's not what we want. It exemplified that. Made it past the point of no return. Freaking friction. Default water movement mode. No, no, no. Where are you? Braking, deceleration, walking. Acceleration when walking and not applying acceleration. Constant opposing force that directly lowers velocity by constant value. Maybe it's this. Braking, deceleration, walking. They set this guy to, what was it? It was like 2048? Was that the number I set it to? I mean, that's the texture size. Wait, did I actually set it to 2048? I did. I set it to the default texture size I normally always go to in every single program. 2048 by 2048, baby. Yeah, let's just set to the walking speed to texture sizes. That's perfectly fine. One of these guys will do something. One of these guys will do something. Just watch. Nope. I mean, okay, let me actually see. Does the other guy follow through too? Or does it just act weird? Is it a little weirdo? Or is it actually cool? That's actually kind of cool. Okay, okay. So that one's fine. It does not stop or get impeded. Let's see. Braking friction, air control. Air control is a falling thing, right? Yeah, air control is falling. Set ground friction. I don't know. I'm just experimenting with like a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not. I just want you to damn work. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Maybe this combination will work this time. These combinations of nodes will definitely do the job. I mean, I might as well just do everything. Because I did it all one by one and it was not working. Okay, got that guy. Gravity. I need walk stuff. Need to change braking friction. And then change braking friction factor. We're pulling out all the stops here. Pulling out all the stops. 0.5. Boink, boink, boink. How much things does this change? Yes! Changes literally everything. Till we find something. I mean, it's a bit better. It still lowers you though. I need a bigger pool. The pool's too small. Got this guy. What I'm gonna do is very scuffed, but I don't care. Alright, let's see. Now I want to change this volume. Where you at? This volume. Like so. There we go. We got this guy right here. Lower you. Like so. What? What do you mean? What failed compile? What? Why didn't it complain to me like that for the first time? Why didn't it scream at me though? It's usually supposed to be like, "Ah! Hey, dipshit! You gotta connect your nodes!" No, I didn't do that. The swim speed is too fast. The normal speed for swimming. $200. Swimming is true. Whoa, that is like, that's high. We do 250. That seems way more reasonable. Our guy was going like fucking Armstrong. We're not that fast. He's like slightly faster. See, that's better. It's like a better ease in. There we go. That's what actual swimming is. Go like slightly faster, ever so slightly. I think I can increase it a little bit, but then that should be it. You know, like 270 or something. Okay, we got that. I'll increase this guy to 270. That seems good. 270. Alright, sweet. Why am I getting message? What's going on? Okay, it was just random notifications. Silence! Silence, wench! I do not want to hear from you anymore! Okay, let me see. Boink. Boink. There we go. Okay, now we just need to do this with... We just need to do this with running. But the thing with running, we need to wait for a little delay before we end. Yeah, that makes sense. What was the walk speed for that the same as like swimming? That makes no sense. I don't know why I did that. Okay. That was 150. Okay, got that. Boink boink. Started true, and it'll be for this guy. So then after that, we will do these guys right here. Wait, what? Yeah, not there. It'd be right here. Shoop, shoop. Shoop, shoop. This one has to be on a delay. Delay for 1 second. That way, when we're sprinting, we can de-accelerate a little bit, and we get like a nice little like slowdown, you know? I don't know if that's gonna be the case, but I'm willing to find out. Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3. I think the only one of those commercials showed up, right? It was like only one for the Tootsie Roll Center of the Tootsie Pop with the owl. I think that was the only one that showed up, right? Damn. Okay, I think it needs to be a bit higher, but that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. If the Tootsie Roll Center of the Tootsie Pop, the thing with that guy is that didn't that guy cause like a lot of like people's tongues to bleed? Because all the kids were like, "Oh, I can do that! Yeah, let me lick it!" And then like they spend like hours like, tongue just got like a brown freaking streak stain mixed with like blood. I mean, that's what people did with warheads too. They just kept eating it and eating it and eating it, and then like it just corroded their mouths. Corroded that shit. Okay, there we go. I want to do that. I want to do that for everything now. I want to do that for everything. I just want to make it to where, like, whenever you're just walking, just normally, you have, like, a deceleration and acceleration. Because that just feels, like, better. I don't know. Even just slightly. Okay, let's see. What are these guys even here for? What? I think that was like leftover from like yesterday. I was trying to get like the camera movement. That obviously didn't do anything. That obviously was shit! Okay, so forward and backward. If it's true, it's that. If it's false, we do the default standard one. What's this guy at right now? Braking friction factor. Point 0.5. And this guy would be braking friction factor. Braking friction factor 1. Ground friction would be 0.5. Sky would be at a 2. How does this feel? Alright, it does it too much. That's why we experiment. That's why you experiment a little bit. I did want it to be a bit snappy, but after experiencing that, it just feels nice. It just feels better. To me, personally. It just feels better. Friction factor 1.5. Just ever so slightly increase it each time. Okay, this seems good. This seems good. Braking friction factor 1.5. Ground friction be 0.8. Braking, deceleration, walking 2. 3. Boink. There we go. At the 3 mark. At the 3 mark. There we go. Now it doesn't feel too artificial, which is actually kind of cool. Boink. 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 .5. Okay, is there anything else that we need to change? Because I think crouching and stuff, that stuff is kind of fine for now. That stuff is kind of fine. One for themselves. Be a delay. It's getting crowded. I try to explain this node setup to someone who doesn't know Unreal. Yeah, so which one controls the movement speed? That one? No, you idiot. Still's doing pretty good. Still's doing pretty good. Nice. I think it could be... Yeah, let's just make it 300. Fuck it. Fuck it! We ball. We ball. We ballin'. We cock. Dick. Ballin'. Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Alright, it's a bit too low. We'll just increase it a little bit. Make this like a 0.3. Alright, slowly and surely it's feeling better. Slowly and surely. Even though it's still using the base Unreal shit. Alright, yeah, that feels better. That feels better. Alright. All we need left is we need to beach like a goddamn majestic dolphin. You'd be able to do that. So what would be a good level for that at? You know what's crazy? I talked to my roommate about this yesterday. However, at my job, usually, you know, not a lot of stuff happens. We just, like, bring people in sometimes for, like, an appointments for, or virtual reality arcade stuff. Which, you know, that's fine. But, half our job is bringing in people for appointments, and the other half is... working on games and projects and shit. But what's been weird is that there's been this one person that's been showing up that, like, you know, they really enjoy coming to the arcade. Like, I'm saying, like, they're super passionate. Like, they've come back multiple times just to beat, like, all through Super Hot. They've played through pretty much all of Pistol Whip. Like, they're dedicated. They're a dedicated person. However, they asked what we do, and we told them, oh yeah, we make our own virtual reality games and stuff. Like, oh man, that's so cool! Wow! Which is, you know, that's awesome. I love that. However, what they started to do is they started bringing in food for us, but not like food that they make. They just, like, go next door, get some food, and, like, they're like, oh yeah, you need to eat. You need to eat, you developers. Which, I mean, fair. You know, we're not the type of people to necessarily take care of ourselves that much. But also, like, I do appreciate it. I do really appreciate it. But But I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? This is like some random person just like starts bringing you random food. Like, I'm not gonna say no, right? Like, why would I say no? Also, at the same time, it's like, should I? I mean, like, what if like one day they bring like fucking like, I'm gonna lace it with rat poison. Take this, you greedy developers. And just die. I don't think that would happen, but you know, people are weird sometimes. Oh, Viva X Dev. How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Sorry you came in at an odd story, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes. At least it wasn't coming in while, you know, I was doing one of my weird shticks. This guy's a freak. Can't have new people thinking that. No, they gotta watch me for at least a month before they think about that. Can't have them on the spot thinking about that. Just refactoring something that was working because I wasn't happy with all the some stuff. It was overkill for what I was using. Honestly, that is totally fair. That is totally fair. It's so easy to fall into the trap of just like, oh, I'm gonna need this, I'm gonna need that, I'm gonna need this, and like make all this cool stuff. Is like, why did I even do this? This is like so, this is so extra for something I'm probably not even gonna use. Right? But so easy to get in that mindset because it's just like, I don't know, it's just cool. It's just cool to do stuff like that. Why is that not happening? There we go. It's just cool to get in that mindset of just like creating just like nice little features, even if it doesn't even matter. But yeah, I totally feel that. I totally feel that. How much do you know about WASM front end? But TLDR, one of my features is using the browser event loop to async to do some deferred execution. Something that was a bit effortlessly. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Don't know entirely, but I feel like I kind of know at the same time. Like, it's one of those things where I'm not totally experienced enough with like programming and like front end or back end sort of stuff, but I am gaining a lot more experience. So like, I feel like I kind of get what you're saying. I kind of get it, but also not at the same time. Like I'm more of a technical artist, really, than a traditional coder. Like I'm artist first and foremost. However, because of my new job, I've been forced to take a new discipline of like actually coding and stuff. So I've been starting to learn stuff like that. So what I'm getting from it is that you were trying to do something with the browser to execute something, but the way you had it before, it was just a lot of extra steps, and it would probably causing some like optimization issues or something. I'm sending letters by post to my roommates instead of just leaving notes on them. Doing the game dev way of informing my roommates to clean their damn dishes. Bro, if you don't clean your dishes, I'm gonna increase the loot box. I'm gonna increase the loot box pay amount by $1. Why no face cam? Cause I didn't shower today, and I look fucking disheveled as shit. I look absolutely disgusting. Normally I would have a face cam on, but I did not have time to prepare today. You, this loser, I know, it is actually disgusting. Like, if I turn on the face cam... oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Always nice to have a fellow dev. And someone who's actually smart enough that I can just steal ideas from. I mean, I didn't say that. Yes, another person to leech off of. But yeah, if I turn my face cam on, it would be like that flapjack sound, where it'd be like the oh. Wait, let me pull up the sound real quick. If you don't know Flapjack, it is a weird ass show that released during, I want to say, was it Cartoon Network or was it Nickelodeon? I don't know. It was a weird show. It was very strange and kind of freaky, but not Courage the Cowardly Dog freaky. All right. Here's what it would sound like if I turn on my face cam right now. Here's what it would sound like. Ew! Like, literally everyone would unsub. I would get blocked. I would actually get banned. I would get banned. It's crazy. You better not steal my front-end message passing data structure for your game. I mean, you never know. I could use this for some funky feature, like maybe I make my own like Wii system where outside the game it just messages you, like how in Mario Kart Wii, whenever you finish like the game, it just sends you like a letter in the Wii mail in the Wii mail, where it's like, "Thank you for racing." I'll just use that to message people. Yoink! Thank you very much. Alright. Let me put this guy back up. I've never seen Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh my god. Honestly, I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. Like, the show is good. The show is good, don't get me wrong. However, I still don't know how I feel about showing it to children. I mean, I watched it as a kid, but that show freaked me the hell out, man. That show was, like, actually terrifying. Like, if you've never heard of it, it's one of those shows where, like, it should not have been made for children. It was literally just, like, terrifying monsters with, like, weird 3D uncanniness. But, and also, like, unsettling undertone. Like, there's literally a whole entire episode. Like, okay. It would be better if I just showed you a little clip. And you'll understand why this show should not be shown to children. Even though it was shown to me, and look how fine I turned out. I'm perfectly good, right? Yeah, sure, dude. Sure. Alright. Alright, let me let this ad play. Okay. Dude, if you want to steal my game ideas, I have like a million unfinished projects. But that's what like every single dev. That's like every single dev. Like, every single dev has at the very least, 1,000 unfinished projects. It's like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. Like, a year later. Huh. I haven't released a single thing. Maybe I should continue on this. And then you go back to a project you did at the beginning of the year, and you're like, I don't understand anything. I didn't label anything. How does this work? And you just give up. Like, nothing ever gets done. All right. So this is gonna be one clip of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Don't mind this. I don't know why that's there. I don't know why that's there. But let me give a background to the story. So this episode was centered around this guy right here, Eustace, where there's 3 characters. Eustace, Muriel, which is an older lady. Eustace is an old man. And Courage, which is a dog. Their dog. And Eustace stole this relic from an Egyptian tomb. He's like, oh man, I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna make me rich. It's gonna make me untold riches. And then this was them this night when they got back. Like literally, yeah, just watch.
Return the slab. What? Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
What's your offer?
This night you will be visited by 3 plagues, each worse than the last. Return the slab.
Ha! Nice try, Professor.
That is like, if you saw that as a fucking kid, dude, instant PTSD. Like literally everyone who saw that show remembers return the slab or suffer my curse. Why you look like that? That's what I'm saying. They made him look so like so weird. And then like after that, like he sent like swarms of flies. He like their house started flooding and they almost drowned in like their own house. Like that episode was scary. And at the end, Eustace just like gets encased in a tomb and he just dies. Like literally. That's what the end of the episode is. Like they didn't pull any punches. They didn't pull any punches on Courage at all. They did not do that. But that was like one example out of like a bunch of them, right? That was just one that stuck with everyone because it was just one of the moments where they did 3D in a 2D show, which is kind of jarring, right? That looked like early 3D Disney. Well, yeah, it's early 3D, right? It's early 3D. What's the thing of, okay, let me ask you this before I look at Viva Dev's what he said. Have you ever played Undertale before? Or seen anything from Undertale? Like seen one of the later boss fights? Okay, so do you know about that one Flowey fight? It's like that. Like you go throughout the whole entire game, it's pixel, right? And everything's a certain style, and then it switches to that. It's that same sort of thing. That's why it's stuck in everyone's mind, because it's just so completely different from the style that they normally do. And they do that on purpose to freak you out. It's that same sort of thing, where it's just like very uncanny, just like, I don't know. It should not be shown to children. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that. Okay. What did you say, Viva Dev? I have one game I played which I'm semi-happy with. Did get first out of 81 entries in the Game Jam. 17th. Okay. Damn. Nice job, dude. Nice job. I don't think I've ever submitted anything of mine to a Game Jam. I've done Game Jams before, right? I don't think I've never I guess kinda in a weird way, but I wouldn't really count it because the only really game jams I did was when I was going to like a technical school, right? Because just like, ooh, I want to like get more connections in this field. I want to get more connections. And like it was mainly just like learning and game jams and shit, which is fine, whatever. Basically stuff you can learn on YouTube. Is whatever. First time getting comments from strangers on a game. It was super nice game. Honestly, it totally is. Like getting comments from people playing your stuff, it is so encouraging and just like it's such a weird feeling. Like honestly, every single time I see it, it gives me anxiety. It makes me cringe a little bit, but also makes me smile. It's like a trifecta of like combined emotions all in one. Because just like, oh, they're playing my game, please. So oh, they kind of like it. Okay. Oh, okay. I can't imagine like working on a game for like years and like having someone say, "This is dog shit." I can't imagine that. I haven't gotten that yet. I don't want to know that feeling. I don't want to know that feeling. That's why I'm super paranoid about like just like overly testing my stuff, because I don't know, it's just like I don't want to be the one dude who's like, yeah, look at this awesome game, it's gonna change the world, and someone plays it, it's like, it's kind of shit. You can really see from the different category rankings what I focused on. Oh, was it like, let me guess, was the stuff that you focus on the stuff that you either have most experience in or the stuff you find the most interesting? Theme 14th, gameplay 17th, sound 51st, aesthetics 55th. Okay, yep. Sounds about right, yeah. That's always the thing. It's either like you get high marks on art or sound, or you get high marks on gameplay. It's very hard to get both. It's very hard to get both. Because typically one person is like more focused on like one aspect than another, right? Wait, what the fuck was that? I was looking at my OBS and I saw like, I don't know, like a fish fly down or something. What was that? Am I going crazy? There's no fish in here, right? Oh god. This game copy, someone drowned. They infected my Unreal project. They disconnected all of my blueprint nodes. They reset my scripts. It's horrible. I can link it if you want. Okay, here's the thing. I have a Discord with a specific channel that is labeled... Where is it at? Where is it at? It is called Game Makers. You can link it there if you want to join the Discord. However, I'm not gonna click any link stuff inside a chat or anything like that. Oh, you did post it. Cool. I'm not gonna post any link stuff in chat because last time I did that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a game dev. Let me show you the game I worked on. I was like, okay, cool. I clicked on it. It was a Trojan virus. So I have to vet this stuff a little bit more because some goobers think it's funny to like, oh yeah, I'm a game dev. Yeah, I'm so fucking awesome. Yoink. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I would really like to check it out, right? Oh, it's a web build? It's a web build? Okay. Okay, the thing about this, though. The thing that I did. The one that I had, it was a web browser game. And what it did was it kept doing like that one thing where it was like pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, and it popped Windows open faster than you can close it. Then you try to like download shit from the page. It was like nope, and just like insta closed. Like try doing that shit. At least from a virus standpoint, of course, there's nudity in that kind of shit. I mean, nudity is not a thing to be concerned about. Not that my game had it. I don't know, man. I think your game might be a nudie game. I think it might be a. It's gonna be an after-hours stream. No kids allowed. Kids get out of the pool. It's the adults' turn. Time to play Viva Dev's game. But yeah, I will check it out as soon as I can. I will check it out to vet it, and then I'll play it on stream if it seems good. Not to say that I don't trust you or anything. It's just I don't trust you. I guess. Until I get like an actual dedicated like moderator team who can like vet that stuff and know what they're doing without them compromising themselves, it's gonna be a lot harder for me to check this sort of stuff on the fly unless it's like a YouTube or like an Imgur or like a Twitch clip link. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's not the random viewer I'm worried about. It's my friends that I worry about, because like I'm so glad I'm the game dev friend. I'm so glad I'm the game dev friend. No one else of my friends is game devs. Because if I was friends with a game dev, I'd be worrying every single second, like, okay, is it gonna be like an IP grabber? Like, what's this gonna do to me? Is it gonna yoink all my banking account information? Oh, I ordered 10 pizzas. They do some shit like that to me. Once you have streamers, trust you can do anything. So that streamer's stream key once with a reverse shell. Yeah, the amount of stuff you can do is absolutely crazy. Like the amount of stuff they can just yoink instantly is actually insane. Like, cause like once they have your trust and you're like a developer, they generally don't look over the code. Unless you did before, then they're gonna hyper just like analyze every single thing you do. Okay. Are these systems still working? The inventory, prone and slope? Let's see. Okay. Full inventory, can't go through here. And then lowest. After I get the swimming thing down, I want to make it to where like you can't turn around when you're in tight spaces. I feel like that'd be really good. I mean, to be fair, all the reverse shells I ran on them were by exploiting a web. Just found an ace exploit. I mean, okay. To be fair, you guys are friends. I'm assuming you guys were friends. I mean, are friends. Hopefully that didn't tear your relationship apart. I'm assuming you guys are friends. But that stuff freaks me out. That stuff is absolutely terrifying. Oh yeah, I just casually sent you malware. Nah, that's perfectly fine. Well, you guys are friends, so it's fine. You know what boundaries you want and shit. You know what boundaries you want. But those people do that as like, you know what? I'm gonna do it nefariously. I'm like, no, please. I'm just a man. Ooh, what you doing? How's it going, Scarlet Rose? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you again. Just just doing more features for the game. Just doing more features for the game. Oh yeah, you weren't here last time for it, but the camera isn't attached to the body because some stuff broke. But I added a movement-based vaulting system. So if you have full inventory, you can't vault or climb or anything. If you have half inventory, you do like a slower version of like vaulting and climbing up obstacles. And if you have low inventory, you can just like go pretty fast with that stuff. Same with like all the other features I showed last time, where you can go up the slopes differently and do that sort of stuff. And also, we have water. Ooh. You move slower in water, you jump a little bit lower. And when you get to deeper and deeper water, you're able to do like the normal swimming stuff where swim. Obviously there's no animation for it right now, so you're just like moonwalking like Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson. How many volts? I'd say like 500 gigawatts. 500 gigavolts of power going straight to this man's veins every single time he vaults. Okay. People loved to save just by clicking link. Can't be dangerous. The browser is a sandbox. Simply isn't true. For example, earlier versions of the AI tool Comfy UI were vulnerable to a cross-site request forgery that allowed arbitrary coexistence. Yeah, that's scary. That's why I only that's why I only really stick to YouTube, Stack Exchange, Google, and Wordle. I don't know, venturing off to like foreign sites, that stuff is creepy to me. I mean, now that I have like more protection and stuff ever since that incident, I'm a little I'm still around the same cautious because like stuff like that can still wreck your shit instantly. But at least it will block like a lot of like the major well-known ones, right? Like I'm not gonna go around and be like, "Ooh, how do I download driver for my printer? Let me contact Microsoft support." I'm not gonna do that shit. No, you're fine, you're fine. I don't really look into malware or like that sort of stuff a lot. So it's interesting seeing someone who's actually experienced with that. Because all I know is stay off sketchy sites and you might be fine. Until, you know, there's a data breach and then like all your info gets leaked anyway. But, you know, that's besides the point. Dude, I remember one time where, when I was at home and I was just like, this was at my parents' house, right? I was like, man, I'm feeling a little bit hungry, so I go up and I go to the kitchen to get some food, and I just hear my dad talking to someone on the phone, and it sounded a bit weird, so like, I went over there, I was curious, right? And I just see him on the computer and talking to someone who sounds a little bit Indian, all right? Which, okay, here's the thing. I feel so bad every single time I do this, but every single time, it just sucks that it just sounds like. Why is it always gotta be like that? It's like every single time I hear someone on the other phone who's tech support like that, it's just that's just my first thought. Even if they are actually legitimate, there's just so many scammers over there that like it instantly goes to that. But yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I heard him go like, now let me give you now let me get like remote access to your computer. I was like, oh hell no. And I was like, hang that up right now. Hang that up right now. Like, whoa, what do you mean? No, you need to hang that phone up. You're getting scammed right now. He was about to give remote access. Like, that is insane. Over trying to download a driver to a HP printer. Like, hell no. Like, I'd do that as a joke, right? On like a virtual machine, probably. To just mess with them. But if you don't know what you're doing, like... And my dad does work on a job where, like, you don't want information leaked, you know? You want that information to leak. That would have been a no-no. That would have been a no-no. In theory, the worst just visiting page can do is rise up your CPU and RAM. That's assuming nothing on your lane is vulnerable. Wait, you mean to tell me that they can download more RAM on your PC if you download sites? If you look at sketchy sites? Why don't I do that more? Let me just download all the RAM in the world. Isn't that a thing you can actually do? Like, I thought forever that was a joke where you can download RAM, but I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that you could actually download RAM. Is that right? I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I think I'm pretty sure no. I'm pretty sure no. But I swear in my recommended, I saw like a Linus video that said download RAM, and I just never watched it. And I just saw like the recommended. No, just no. Yeah, that's why I thought. I thought it was, yeah. I thought that you just could not download RAM. I've never tried to because I'm not a fucking idiot. You can get more RAM without getting more hardware by using swap. Oh, okay. We don't have to download anything for that. It's just a built-in feature. Okay. I mean, I pretty much thought that. I never looked into it because I was like, no, that's a fucking lie. I just never went into it because, like, just like the thought of download RAM, that just sounds immediately like a scam. It's like, download for a terabyte extra storage. Like, yeah, let me just download cloud storage for RAM. So I just assumed it was never like that, but I was kind of curious. Oh yeah. Scarlett, while you're here, I'm going to be posting this as soon as I can. However, I did make the schedule. I made the schedule last night. I wanted to actually post it to the Discord with stuff. However, I worked super late last night for the special stream that's coming up. Which, might I say, it's gonna be fucking cool. It's gonna be a really cool stream. Like, I'm actually excited about this topic. I came up with it on the spot, and I think it's really good. And it's actually going really good, too. But yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be another morning with Mask. On Friday, we're gonna try again with the YouTube games. Hopefully this time I don't work late, so we can actually do it. Right? And on Saturday, we're gonna do Mario with Half-Life 2 with Half-Life Movement, and we're also gonna do Half-Life with Mario Movement, which I'm very curious about, because we just beat all the Half-Life games in like a little marathon type thing. As you can see up here, we beat Blue Sheep. So we beat that stuff, but I'm curious to see what it feels like in Mario. And also Sunday is the special stream, as always. This time it will actually happen. And there's a cool topic that's gonna come up. Alright? So I'll post that when I can. And also, swap is meant for offloading RAM that isn't actively being used. If you haven't touched the application for a while and it's hogging RAM, it might get moved to disk until you refocus it. You don't want to be actively using swap as live memory. So swap has like benefits and downsides, basically. It's like, yes, it does give you more RAM, but like it allocates a lot of that more to like your disks and like your storage, because it's essentially using that as also like another piece of RAM basically. So just extra stress and strain, I would imagine. It's probably way more complicated than that. It's probably not even that at all. What? I think the next thing I'll have to do after this, after doing the beaching stuff, I'll have to add like an oxygen meter, I think. An oxygen meter. Cause I don't entirely like sprint meters in games too much. Like, unless it has like a very valid use case. A lot of times sprint just seems kind of in games. But oxygen makes sense. Oxygen makes sense. I think sprinting for this game would just be way too punishing for what would be. Like, maybe a slightly lower sprint speed, but I don't want your sprint to ever go out. Because, like, realistically, if you're in a horror type scenario, you're not gonna be like, there's a monster right behind me, but I can't breathe. No, you're gonna be like, oh shit, get off me. Like, you'll worry about like being exhausted afterwards, right? You have adrenaline rushes, which I would actually want to dabble into that feature. I think that would be kind of cool. Like, in normal scenarios, you have like sprint bar, but initial scare, you get like a heavy boost, and then over time it goes down. That actually might be kind of cool. I don't know how fun that would be, but like simulated adrenaline might be kind of sick. I don't know. Am I gonna do it? Probably not. Yep, the core idea is using parts of the disk as RAM. The more nuanced version is that it's offloading, not actively using... Okay. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Dude, I might need to use that. Because my RAM is, like, crying these days. My RAM is crying. Because I used to have 64 gigabytes. But then, for some reason, like, 2 of my sticks just died. Just straight up. They just, like, died. I don't know why. For no reason whatsoever. They just decided, yep, my time is up. See ya. And they just exited this world. So I went from 64 to 32, which, you know, 32 is still a fair amount. But for a person as myself, I'm living on the edge constantly. I'm living off of 80% RAM usage constantly. 80% for 32? What the fuck you doing? Yeah, well, you see, I have this little known habit of keeping a million tabs open at a time, which I know is bad. And that's the main reason why the RAM is down. But that's why I got 64 in the first place. But now it's not like that. And now I'm like back to how it was before, where like I actually have to manage that stuff. I got downgraded. Okay. Let me try to focus on this stuff again. Oh! Splash some of my my liquid onto me. Okay. Let's see. Boink, boink, boink. What else do we need to do? So there's... I should actually write down the auction. I completely forgot that auction is a thing that I should do. Swimming. Oxygen meter. Faster. Faster to bleed when sprinting. What are we making, by the way? So what we are making is obviously pretty bare bones right now. However, the game that we are making... Let me pull up the pure ref of this guy, so you can get some reference images for what I'm talking about. The game that we are making is a horror game, a horror puzzle game based around spelunking. So like these sort of people in these sort of situations, which fuck this shit, first of all. This shit is awful, but goddamn, I think it's gonna be a good concept for a horror game, because I haven't personally seen any of that stuff before, and I am terrified of claustrophobic spaces. So essentially what we're making is we're making the character controller to do everything that you would think a spelunker type person would do. So I don't know if you heard it earlier, but you have an inventory that you're going to have throughout the game, and you can pick up objects through the game, like flashlights, different like harnesses, backpack sizes, that sort of shit. And depending on your inventory size, you'll be able to go through smaller gaps. So if you have a big inventory, you'll have a lower jump height, you can crouch, and then you'll be able to do this prone height right here. This will be the biggest prone height you can have. And if you're doing medium, then you can do this height, and so on and so forth, right? You can get lower and lower to the point where if you have barely any inventory, you can get to the tightest spaces imaginable. So that way, it's like a neat way of not only managing your inventory, but also just like, are you sure you want to go into like the fucking like the death hole? You want to go inside the death hole, dude? And obviously, later I want to add stuff where like if you're in tight spaces, you can't look behind you, and you'll be able to like maneuver across stuff, and you'll be able to like do more like vertical, go that sort of stuff. But also with the inventory stuff, you'll be able to jump over gaps easier or harder. Like if you have a full inventory, this gap right here, you can't jump over that because you're just too heavy. But if you have no inventory at all, you can jump over that gap easily. So that makes like certain sections like also kind of sectioned off. And also slope height is also inventory based, where you can just walk up this normally. This you can only crouch up. This one you can only prone level 1 up, and so on and so forth. So the lower inventory sizes you have, I don't know why this is playing. Oh shit. So like the closer you get to the ground, the more height you'll be able to actually go up and essentially climb without climbing. There's going to be like an actual climb mechanic I'm going to be making at some point. But, you know, this just makes sense. Like if your body is close to the ground and you barely have anything, you would probably be able to like go up this. As long as it's not like a sliding material. And same with this guy. Like these you can vault climb. If you have higher inventories, it just takes longer to climb up. And then at the lowest, you just can't. So I'm not exactly sure how much features I want for this game. So I'm just making everything that I think I should need. And then I'll just enable or disable them depending on the levels I make. But so far, I think all these features will probably be used. Like, I don't really see any of these features not being used because I think they kind of work well together. And it's sort of like a natural, like, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. You can't fit through this hole with having like a million items on you. That just makes sense. Like, yeah, it might be kind of frustrating. That's something I'll just have to test, but, you know, you want to fit through that gap? Stop complaining. Get on your belly. Neat mechanic. Oh, thank you, thank you. I think it's surprisingly going kind of well so far. It's going surprisingly well. Like, there's still a long way it needs to go and some polish, because, like, these are still basic animations. The camera isn't attached to the head. I can attach the camera to the head if I really want to right now, which is very, very easy. Do this. Head. Like, I can attach the camera to the head. And, like, it's a lot better. Don't get me wrong, it's so much better, and I'm going to do this. However, I don't have every single animation for everything yet. So that causes issues when I try, like, go prone or that sort of stuff. But if I just want to do vaulting, it works. It works pretty well. Like, look at that. Like, sure, it is a bit snappy at times, but that's pretty damn close for animations that aren't mine. And I just love having, like, full first-person body stuff. Like, I love that shit. It is super cool. Yeah. Gun! Okay, let me actually redetach the person from the head. Because without it, it just breaks the whole entire thing, unfortunately. So right now we can't have the cool body. We can only have the pseudo 3D, not 3D stuff. Unfortunately. Alright, let me turn this guy off because it's just looping. Alright. Let's get back to work. Let's get back to work. Okay, let's see. I'm on my way. On my way up. Okay. What else do we need? Oh, I'm still in the game. Something major that I'm going to be working on after the character controller is at a very good place will be audio. Because I definitely feel audio and gameplay are the two most important things about this game, bar none. Like, having good feeling character, first and foremost, right? It has to feel nice. It has to be responsive. It can't feel like jank or anything. Everything has to flow well together. It has to be pretty interactive. It has to, you know, have your hand on the wall, able to pick up any object. Do everything you expect it to do with a first-person body. And some, and then some. But then after that, the audio inside this game, it needs to be immaculate. Because especially you're going to be in caves, you're not going to be seeing stuff all the time, right? So that's going to have to accentuate, like, let's say, go inside here, then things get, like, more quiet, things reverberate more, you can hear, like, yourself shifting, you know, that sort of stuff. I mean, that's a very basic bare bones, but good audio will immensely help this game. Will immensely help. Okay, let's see. We got this stuff. I think the next thing I want... I'm kind of basing the swimming right now kind of off of how Subnautica does their swimming. Because, like, come on. Subnautica's swimming is fucking amazing. Their swimming's amazing. Like, bar none. I'm going to have to analyze that a lot more. But the way they have it is when you breach the surface, like, you maintain velocity outside of the water. So I'm going to have to do that for this system too, because right now it just, like, stops you. It does not carry your momentum outside of it. Okay, let's see. I think what I'm gonna have to do is, I don't really like using it that much, but I think I might have to use a event tick. Basically, a void update. A void update if you use Unity, you know. Updates every single frame. Or is it like every single... Is this every single frame or is it every, like, second? I don't know. It's essentially the same thing. Who cares? It's essentially the same thing. Wait, does this have a proper exit? Does this have a proper exit? Is shallow water... No, because that means it would breach, because it doesn't actually exit. Right? Let me see. Right now, I don't think it actually exits stop shallow water when you're inside the water. Let me bring this guy back up. I don't. Oh, do you use Unity? Or have you ever used Unreal before? Alright, start shallow. Start swimming. Okay, this guy does not exit. That guy does not exit. I use both Unity and Godot for a bit, but my main engine is Bevy? What is Bevy? I've never heard of Bevy before. Whoa. Oh, gotta love open source. Gotta love open source. That's sick. Interesting. A freshly simple, data-driven game engine built in Rust. Okay. Isn't Rust really good for, like, optimization and that sort of stuff? I'm not really sure because I'm not very in tuned with coding a lot. But from a little bit I know, I think that's the case with Rust. It's, like, more used for that sort of thing. Hopefully I don't sound like an asshat, but... Rust is amazing, and I love Bevy. I'll have to keep this on my radar. I at least want to make one game on each engine. I at least want to do that. Like, I'm only making this game on Unreal, just so I can get a feeling for Unreal. Like, this game could really be on anything else, except for Unity. I don't know how I feel about using Unity anymore. But yeah, I want to make a game on at least every single engine and have like its own use case for like why I would use that engine specifically. But it's a case of Bevy is good for Rust devs. Bevy isn't good for new game devs. It just makes sense. If you already know Rust, I recommend using Bevy. I would recommend learning Rust simply to use Bevy. Oh, okay. So it's more like a convenience type thing. Like if you know Rust, you're gonna have an easy time for it. But if you don't know Rust, good luck. Like, might as well just learn goddamn like Godot or Game Maker at that point. Okay, I see. Is Rust a hard language to learn? I assume it is. I assume it is. But like, how hard? Let's see, go here, true, that. Let's see. Boink. There we go. Like, I like Rust and Bevy more than Unity and Unreal in general, but if we're being realistic, you will have an easier time learning Unity, Unreal, and Godot. Rust is a steep learning curve. It has some really amazing but unique features. Okay. So basically, if you're deep in the weeds of programming and like your experience with that stuff, you'll probably want to learn Rust. It's more like a intermediate to expert level coding language. Okay. Nah, I can take it. I can take it. Okay, that's the issue. That's the issue. Yeah, that's the issue right there. It goes back to that guy. Wait. I know what to do. This is gonna be a hacky solution, but I don't give a shit. Also, Bevy is very different from the big engines in that it doesn't have a GUI editor. It's purely code, which is actually a thing I love about it. God damn. So it's essentially like just a terminal or like a command prompt. And you just write shit down and then that's crazy to me. I mean, that's how it was. Like, that's how it was, and that's how like they made games, but like, I don't know, I'm a visual person. I need visual stimulus. If I didn't have this, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. I mean, you do you. That's kind of cool. If you're able to do that, that's pretty sick. But I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Move this guy. Wait, was there something in the middle? No. I thought someone was there because there's like a huge gap. Game has GUI that are done. Well, yeah, I would assume the game has GUI. It's not like you can't do any, like, it's not like it's gonna be only for text adventure type games. If swimming is false, do that. If swimming is true, set to this guy. You set shallow water to false. There we go. Nice. Fixed. Some of the pros code-only engines is you have more freedom if you know how to structure a project. Like in Unity, each script needs to have its own file, etc. In Bevy, you can just have everything in one file, or group all the enemies in one file, whatever on. That's something I really want to do, though. Like, I know for damn well it's gonna be so hard to optimize this project because it's in Unreal with the amount of bloat it has, right? It's gonna be so difficult. But I know it's really difficult as well to try to optimize stuff, or like just keep everything as condensed as possible into one possible place. Like, I eventually want to do shit like that because that stuff is so cool. I want to make the smallest thing possible for the like biggest type of projects. That is just so cool to me. I know damn well this project ain't gonna be like this. I can try all I want. Unreal's gonna creep its little unoptimized ass into my project. Alright, sick. Oh! Oh my god. Well, I guess this is movement tech, I guess. No, that's not ideal. That's not ideal. This is where we do the branch. This is where we do the branch. Now we can get somewhere with this. Now we can get somewhere with this. On the other hand, the spectrum, we can have enemy behavior split across 10 files. Yeah. Kind of like how Masterclass Me does with every single piece of code in Unity. Just has one quote-unquote master file, and then 5 other files that actually do the work. Why the fuck do you need these other 5 files? Just put inside the master file. I don't know, man. That's just the way it is. I mean, hey, as long as you don't have, like, giga textures, models with super high textile density, or your shaders aren't fucked, you know, your light maps aren't crazy, your project should be somewhat fine. Like, even if it is in these type of engines, as long as you manage that sort of stuff, that's like basic optimization stuff that a lot of people don't even practice, right? Like, that's like basic stuff you should be looking out for. Because I already know for this project, I have planned out for a lot of the objects and shit to just be under, like, only a few texture sheets, if possible. Just to save on texture size, because texture size will fuck you up. Like, I know from experience, you can't have a lot of unique textures unless you're doing like a small type game. I mean, even then, it's not really good form to do that unless you're like a AAA, and then at that point, like, it's already gonna be like a terabyte big. No one's really gonna care at that point. Also, the ECS system just opens up for so many cool patterns. The funny thing is, Unity uses ECS. It just heavily abstracts it away. So Unity technically can do that stuff. It's just not very supported well. I mean, technically you can. It's just, why would you do in Unity at that point? Or it's just like so different from how it actually is supposed to be. Post-process volume. Why is it post-process volume here? Wouldn't it just like encompass the whole entire scene? I would just be in this one little corner. Interesting. Also, look at Unreal's funky water. This is just the plugin that they have. It's kind of gross looking. Like, the top surface looks fine. Top surface looks fine. I mean, it looks more like smashed Orbeez than water, but that's just me. Because it doesn't have, like, any foam, doesn't have, like, any film. Doesn't have splashing or anything, that stuff. But that's something I'll do with my own custom water, right? Because right now, all I'm doing, basically, is I'm just using volumes to detect when I'm in water or not. So this is perfectly fine. Okay. All right, get. It'll be. Is that a thing I can do? And, like, if it's that and like that, well, I can just do 2 branches. What am I talking about? If you're in shallow water and you're also swimming, then I guess I can do a custom event where, like, it checks your velocity and stuff and launches you out of the water. I guess I could do that. The bevy is basically in Unity terms, adding and removing scripts from objects at runtime. Oh, and even auto-attaching / removing scripts when an object has a certain combination of scripts attached. Okay. So it just automatically applies... Okay. Interesting, okay. That's actually kind of cool. I could see a lot of use cases for that. Isn't it a thing? I don't know much about this, right? Because I've done projects in a few games so far, but I'm still kind of inexperienced. Isn't it a thing where when you're not supposed to essentially delete objects outright, you should like put it into like an object pool? Is that essentially the same thing where like removing the script from a removed object, or like an object that gets put inside like an object pool rather than getting removed? Would that be better? Like, I don't imagine so, because it's still, like, deactivating it, right? So, like, it wouldn't even do anything. Because you're already put inside an object pool. I don't know. I don't imagine so. I don't imagine so. Of course, in Bevy, it isn't actually scripts, but instead a case of functions querying for every object with certain components attached. Okay. Okay. So it just has a bunch of different functions you can... I kind of understand, but I don't really. I feel like if I did play around with the engine, if I did know Rust, I would know. But I feel like I kinda get it. But if I were to test out the engine right now, I'd be fumbling around like a bumbling idiot. Definitely not because I don't know Rust, but because I don't know the engine. All right. Custom event. Yeah, add custom event. This one will be breach water. I'll just do this to breach water. Boink, boink. For example, you might have a function that says, for every game object with both a health component and a burning component, subtract 10 HP from them, which then runs every tick automatically. Okay. So essentially, it's just saving on duplicate lines you'd have to do in separate scripts, essentially. So it just saves on the lines of code you have to write. Like, if both these scripts have this sort of stuff, then do this guy. I love modular. Dude, you're speaking my language. Watch me in like a few years become like a Rust dev. I love modular stuff. I love making things modular so much. Like, at any opportunity that I can, I just love just plug and play. Because I don't know when I would want to use it. I don't know, man. I just love making things like very easy to use for people that are not me. Which most of the time is not going to happen. But I still do it just because, like, it's easy to just plug and play after that. Yeah, with Unity, it would be a bit more complicated. Like, either it would have to be attached to the same script, or you would have to have, like, an instance of that script, of the health, or you have to be like, search all game objects for this script, or like all game objects with that, or like, you'd have to do some extra stuff just to find that. You would have to get a bit more funky with that. So yeah, I can definitely see that. Wait, let me see. I'm pretty sure this would make sense. Oh, okay. I know there's this thing always for every single game developer. At some point they're like, I want to make my own engine. I want to do that shit. Obviously I do at some point, because you know, the idea is fascinating. And plus it would save on so much stuff, but the amount of effort you need is actually insane. But I have this game project that I want to do eventually. If somehow a lot of this works out on my personal side, I would love to do, because like, it's one of those type of games where it would need to be optimized as hell, but and that would require making my own engine. That would require doing that. But I know that's a huge task. That is a huge fucking task. That's like worthy, you know? Meanwhile, in Bevy, it's just if an apply burning damage query. Just one line. It's so simple. It is so simple. Get velocity. Let me see. Yeah, get velocity. I need to get the velocity of this guy, because if it's under a certain amount of velocity, it should not launch them. Okay, let's see. So why is my taskbar doing this? 1 second. Something weird is going on with this. Hide taskbar, hide the taskbar in tablet mode. Why do I use tablet mode in Windows 10? Boink. That one seems fine. But why is that one so much shorter? I don't know why, but I'm having this issue on my other monitor where some icons are just not showing up for some reason. It's almost like it's monitor or Windows specific. My streaming gear. At least for the right side, it seems like that way. Which is so strange. I've never seen that before. Why are you like that? News, interest, turn off that. I don't want any news or interest or anything like that. That's one reason why I'm not looking forward to eventually switching to Windows 11. It's like a day of reckoning for me. Because I already know there's going to be some dumb features that like no one asked for inside this new guy. And not only that, but I already know there's going to be like some niche programs that I use that will just not update and not be compatible with Windows 11. Like I can already imagine that some of the programs I use for like source engine modding down here, ow. I can already imagine some of those guys might not be compatible. I don't want to find out if they're not. It would be a welcome surprise if they are, but knowing Microsoft, it might be like that. I just want to stay where it's comfortable. I just want to like update this version of Windows forever so I don't get security vulnerabilities. Just never change. Just stay stagnant. You know, don't grow. Don't grow as a person. Okay, let's see. Doesn't mean what says it size? Clamp vector size. I guess? And this will be split struct. And this should be return value C of that guy. Because all we need is the up. We don't really care about any other velocity that we have. Just get a new float. This one will be surface speed. Float. I want this boy to go fast. He's gonna be dolphin diving up. Posted some Rust code examples in Discord. Alright, I'm actually kind of curious. 1 second. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. Main add system. Oh! Okay, so you kind of add them and import them kind of like in a weird way like Python. Not to say that like you import that's just like kind of like how you import like systems to Python kind of like that. So they're like inside your system and then you just oh, interesting. And then you just get those components from all of those scripts right there. Mutt. You know, whenever I think of Mutt, I always think of that one monster truck. Like, what was that? Was that monster truck's name? It is called... yeah, Monster Mutt. I always think of Monster Mutt. It's just Monster Mutt, dude. Alright, let me stop being distracted. During brain damage. Wow, yeah, okay. That would be way more lines of code in a lot of other stuff. That is actually insane. Wow. As you can see, we reuse the same apply brain damage for both player and enemies. In fact, anything with health. That's so fascinating. I love that. I know at one point I'm going to have to look more into Rust. Cause I don't know, I'm a little bit of an optimization freak. At least when it comes to programs and stuff. I love just like being a bit more optimized, just a little bit more optimized. I mean, okay, to a certain extent. I'm not, like, crazy optimization level. Like, I don't do, like, I'm optimization to a point. I'm more about modularity than optimization. Put me in modularity, I'll fucking do that shit. If it's slightly more unoptimized, I don't give a shit. More modular. That's my mindset. I'd rather have more options than be more efficient. But, I still like efficiency. With Rust, you just get optimizations for free. I like free optimization. I like that. Dude, I love getting things for free with no effort. That's like my favorite thing in life. Handouts are awesome. I don't care what anyone else says. Give me all the handouts. Like, give me free shit. I will gladly take every single, like, tiny candy bag from the children's birthday party if no one else is going to take it. I will yoink that shit. Alright? Some people may take, like, oh, I'll take, like, 1 or 2, but if they say it's fine, I'm taking everything. I'm sorry. You didn't say there was a limit. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to do that to a fucking children's birthday party. First of all, the only children's birthday I'd probably be as, like, my little cousins. Or, like, if any of my siblings have, like, children or anything. besides that, like, I guess the really only opportunity I would have, like, little tiny gift things. I don't even know where. Like, would it be normally at parties? Because most parties or get together I go to, like, they don't really have, like, pre-packaged, like, goodie bag like that. That's, like, really only something you see with schools or work when they're doing, like, pizza party type shit. Oh, I have this little goodie bag with our memorabilia inside of it. You don't really see that at parties or shit. All you see is, like, Lay's. Like, chips and dips and shit. You don't really see any of that. Okay. And then one thing we're gonna have to do, we have to get that speed is gonna have to be kind of high, but we also have to get rising minimum. This is gonna be for how fast you have to be going before you can actually breach. Which I'm gonna set this at 150. Because right now the speed is 200 by default. So if you're not moving, it will not do that. For example, most options will store a discriminant to teleport the none cases. For example, in option U64. But an option of a reference actually doesn't, as it uses the pointer being null as the none value. So option in T is actually smaller than option U size, even though NT and U size are the same size. Huh. Fascinating. It's so interesting learning about different coding languages, because, like, you think you start to know a bit about coding, right? Like, I'm almost at the stage, like, you know that plateau graph where it goes, like, a little bit up? Oh, I think I know what I'm doing. And you're like, oh, you don't even fucking know. I'm, like, almost at that stage right now. Like, yeah, I fucking know my shit when I don't know anything. But it's so fascinating learning about other languages where it's, like, either the wording is, like, slightly different or it's, like, completely different. But they have all of their each unique use cases, right? Like, they all have a purpose. They're not just there. Just like, oh, if you prefer to use this one, use that one. No, it's like almost like a tool in a toolbox. Like, you can even use multiple languages in the same thing. You know what we need to do? We need to start coding the next Call of Duties in Scratch. I feel like that would be good. I mean, honestly, it might help him a little bit on optimization. I don't know. Is that a thing you can do? Make like 3D games in Scratch? Or is it only 2D? I feel like you could if you really want to. Because I know people have made games out of PowerPoint before, which is wild to me. Okay. We're gonna need 2 branches. One's gonna have to calculate. Actually, I don't need to set these guys. I just put it as basic right here. Oh yeah, I have to compile before I do that. There we go. This guy will be 400, 400. This guy will be 150. And then the first branch will have to be if it's greater, and it'll have to be if this guy... What? No match or grave function for vector? Oh, because this is it 3 values? Yeah. Damn. Also, it's also so hard to explain when somebody asks, so what's Rust's version of X? When Rust has 2 ways of doing X, depending on exactly how you are using X. For example, inheritance, Rust doesn't have inheritance. In most use cases for inheritance are powered either by enums or by traits. Interesting. Interesting. Does Rust have scene management like Unity? Using Unity.scene management? Does it? Are you able to use Unity Engine UI? No. No. You do your own thing. You know what you can do? You can do something better than that. I feel like one of these days I should just have a stream where I just do like a coding course where like I have to try to learn either one or as much language coding languages as possible, and then just do like a giga test afterward. How fast can I master coding? Fucking 1 week long stream just to get like something that says hello world. Hello world. So what is it? Wait. This size, return value. Because just, yeah, return value X, Y. What does it mean by it? Well, one second. Boom. Okay, got that guy. Use enums when you have a well-defined set of children. Use traits when external traits should be able to add children, or when you only need to be working with a single specific child at a time, etc. Kind of hard to quantify without examples. Okay. Honestly, yeah. I'm trying. Here's the thing. I'm trying hard to understand what you're saying, but some just going over my head. I'm just gonna be perfectly honest. Like, oh yeah, definitely. I know what that is. I kind of get where you're getting at. I kind of get where you're getting at. It's like that thing when you learn a new language. You can understand the words, but you can't really understand people when they're speaking it, sort of thing. Like, I can recognize words. Like, let's say if you will learn Japanese and you watch, like, I don't know, anime with, like, subtitles or something. Like, oh, I recognize them saying that word. I recognize that. And then just do, like, the point finger at back. Ooh, you said the thing. I know that. Okay, velocity. Oh, that's what you do. Okay, so you turn that into a vector length. Interesting. Okay, I see. Basically, enums define multiple different structs as a single type in a single place. Meanwhile, traits are like inheritances. They describe behavior in people using your library, can make their types also implement the trait. And also when working with traits, use generics. Okay, okay. Traits sort of like inheritance. Okay. 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 I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to understand. For example, widgets is a clear use case for traits. Users of your library want to implement their own widgets, so your functions declare they take anything that is a widget. Meanwhile, something like the player movement state can be an enum. External code doesn't need to add members. Usually work with all possible states at once. Okay, okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, I really have one. I really want to. I really need to delve deeper into Rust at some point. Definitely not soon. Definitely not soon. I need to focus on this guy. But I didn't realize how just kind of fascinating Rust is. Like, I thought, isn't C++ also kind of like optimization a little bit? Like, I know Unreal 5 runs on C++, but like base C++. Isn't that also kind of like an optimization type coding language? You use C++, right? So traits is like parent/abstract classes. Meanwhile, enums are like unions. Okay. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. I do get a lot of your saying. I just can't really respond because I don't know coding stuff well enough to like actually respond with something back. Right? So I'm just sitting here like, oh yeah. Take note down. Cool. That's where I'm at right now. I'm just like, oh, I just do this thing and it works, alright? Like, I'll be honest, okay. I will be honest. I've committed huge sin and crimes against coding. I will be perfectly honest. I've never once looked at basic documentation for any coding language ever. I've just winged it this whole time. Which I know, that is not good. That is probably not good when you're trying to, like, make games or shit. But, like, I don't know. I can't really focus on, like, sitting down, like, focusing and reading. Unless this were something that I particularly am interested in. So I'm just like, you know, I'll learn it when I come across it. It's fun. But there's so many beginner level stuff that I still don't know. But there's, like, some stuff that I should know that I do. Like, I know, for instance, that, I still have a tough time referencing other scripts whenever I use Unity sometimes, which is pretty damn easy for a lot of people, right? But then there's, like, other stuff, like, I know how to, make, like, serialized fields of, like, an enumerator, if I could, like... How the fuck do you know that and not how to reference? Have you tried LDTK? Admittedly not that useful for GUI editors, but for Bevy, LDTK is a godsend. LDTK. Let me see. 2D level editor from the director of Dead Cells? What the hell? I didn't know this. Oh, it's a 2D. It's a 2D game engine. Interesting. Whoa. Oh, that's kind of sick. Wait. Huh. Interesting. You know, I might not fully utilize it, right? But I was planning, whenever I use Godot, I was going to make a 2D project there. I might do, like, let's say a little bit into the project I do. I might do a little bit of that just to see how well it is, just to test it out. Because that seems interesting. A level editor by the dude who made Dead Cells? That's pretty crazy. I mean, it has to be good at that point. Depending on how good your editor's plugin is, Bevy's really good. It lets you place entities, define fields on them, etc. in LDK and just import it into the game engine. Oh, okay. That's pretty sick. So you're able to just, like, depending on the engine and how open or certain features that it has, you're able to just, like, do stuff in there and just, like, import it directly into the engine without much complication. That's actually insane. You don't really see that much. Besides, like, exporting models from Blender. Or, like, Maya. But that's more for, like, art stuff, not necessarily, like, coding or plugins that aren't directly tied to something. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's see. So it would be, I'm guessing it would be surface speed. Boink, boink. Boom. Do this guy, and this will be the condition of the branch. It's basically an if and statement. If that equals that, then do that. That's true. Do that. And we also have to do another greater than for this guy. And this guy will be if this guy equals the z of this guy. So if the rising speed is bigger than the velocity of the z. Also, why is it over here? What am I doing? Boink, boink, boink. I don't know how it is for Unreal, Unity, and Godot, but in Bevy you basically say, when you see LDK entity name player, insert the following components onto it. And then those components is stuff like the player art, the player controller. That's pretty sick. So you just like enter a specific field and it's like, oh, if it's this guy, then just like, then just automatically put on all those specific type of stuff, and then like you can put on different, like, I can imagine since it's like a level editor, you put on like different blocks, like all the different shapes, putting. That sounds pretty interesting. I mean, I personally like level editors, not gonna lie. I think level editors are kind of sick. Make it to where you don't mess up your placement of anything. Do I even use that guy for anything right now? No, that was for something before. So I'm gonna use this guy for this guy right here. Boink. Boink. No, not get. It would be set. Boink, boink. Let me see this. Let's see. It was a part of the LDK level loading from one of my games in Discord. From my scrapped games. World plugin build self. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So you specifically outline each specific part. You can use that? I mean for definitely for like Rust and Bevy. It is all coding based, so it would have to be like that anyway. You're gonna have to be writing up the code anyway. So I can imagine you would... basically just be like a no, like, oh, if this edge do that, if it's like right slope, define it as that. If it's like left slope, define it as like this guy right here. And set the size of that. Okay. Oh. I know Bevy, I know I said Bevy being code only, but for level design you need a GUI, which is why LDK is in the Bevy LDK plugin or something. Okay. So it basically gives GUI to something that doesn't inherently have GUI. Like some sort of visual for like when you're making levels. Because I can imagine making a level with code only, that can't be easy. I'll imagine that being super easy. That's how Minecraft... Right, yeah, because it's all in Java. It's all in Java. I can't imagine that. I cannot imagine that. Like, I've never made something purely out of code without seeing some sort of visual feedback. I mean, I guess at that point, you would just build it and run it. Yeah, I can't really... No, it's not really that different. Yeah, I guess it's just like one extra visual thing to let you constantly see it. Because I can imagine with Bevy, if you really wanted to, you could make your own, like, GUI output if you wanted to. Well, yeah, of course we run our code. Wait, you guys run your code? What? You don't just, like, build everything the first time and hope it works? That's insane! Launch character, because we want to launch this guy. What am I talking about? And we want to do saved velocity. We're gonna want to add some velocity to the launch velocity right here. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Is this gonna work? I have no clue. Let's see. There are also plugins for Bevy to let you modify state at runtime. So basically, like, coding the game while it's running, essentially. So you don't have to, like, keep stopping, playing, doing that. I think that's what you're referring to, right? Didn't work. It's jittering a little bit. It fixed the other bug that we were having. Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm freaking out! What was it doing that over there? Combining specific values, yes. Actual code changes still require a restart. Like, you can play with the player speed or camera dampening or... Oh, okay. Wait, let me see. I want to have that one movement in, like, you know, in Outlast, whenever you fall from a height, instead of just like landing on your feet like this, I want something where when you land from a certain height, you're just like, ugh, and you get back up. Or like another one where, like, if you're running and you do that from like a smaller height, you're like, ugh. I feel like that'd be cool. Can I climb on these guys? I don't think these guys count because they're like physics objects, right? Yeah, it has to be like fixed objects. Okay. Well, it's getting close to that time, guys. Unfortunately. It's getting around that time, unfortunately, where we are gonna have to say our goodbyes for today. Because remember, these days, these are mornings with masks, right? These are days where I spend time with you guys doing some dev stuff before I go to work. So unfortunately, I can't be here forever. I do apologize for that. I wish I had a I wish I finished this out before I had to leave, but whoa, what the fuck? Wait, what? Wait. You can change your focal length with Z and C? I didn't know that. What the fuck? That's kind of sick. I didn't know that. Whoa, okay. Wait, what was the normal one? Was this normal? I can't tell anymore. What's happening? No, go back. Can I reset? I don't know what's normal anymore. Okay, E you can rise. Q you can fall. Okay. E rise, Q fall. AD is left, right. Forward, back. Rise, fall. Let me see what the other buttons do. Shift, you stop in place. Control, you just stop all camera movement. It's like scroll and you go faster. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, this most likely we're gonna leave off for today. Unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. I am. Switch that. There we go. Yeah, I wish I could spend more time, but I have to get ready for work, shower, eat, and that stuff before I head in. Tomorrow is gonna be more coding for the game. I'll try to do some stuff off screen, just so like I can come back like, look at this cool thing that I did, because I just get distracted too much on stream to where like I can't finish something. And I want actual progress to be done for the game. Like there's been some significant progress over the few weeks, but I want to keep up. I want to keep that up. Okay, so next time you see me, there might be some significant upgrades to this project. Okay. Also, once we get all this other stuff down, before we head to sounds, what I want to do is I want to integrate the item inspection scripts that we did for the detective game into this game. Like, there was a game project I was working on before this one, which was a detective game where you solve crimes within one room. However, that game grew in scope, and instead of just like cutting features and canceling it, it was more like it grew to the size that I wanted to keep doing it, but I don't have the size or experience to keep doing it. So I jumped ship to this guy so I could get experience so I could do that guy, essentially. But from that project, one thing I did was item inspection and picking up items and shit, which I want to transfer over to this game, because I think that would be really cool for this game as well. Just like picking up, throwing, inspecting items, and then that would lend very nicely into the inventory system as well, because it's basically going to be like a Resident Evil type inventory system. Like that just makes sense in my mind. Different sizes for items and objects, and we'll have it very obviously sectioned out so people can tell when something is past like the inventory limit and shit. Actually, I should write that down before I forget. I should write that down. Detective game. Okay, is there anything else that we really need? Swimming. We have half swimming done. All we need left is an oxygen meter, which I might have the next time you see me. I might have that the next time you see me, okay? And then we'll have to do rope, climbing, more interactability with like the actual character controller that we have, and implementing the grab system. And I feel like the last thing after all that stuff that'll need to be done is for freaking out character. Ideally, what I want is I want unique animations depending on how freaked out the main character is. Like if they're inside a tight space for a long time, they start like, you know, changing their animation to be more freaked out. If they're getting chased, they get progressively more and more panicked, that sort of stuff. Ideally, I'd want that. I don't know how impossible of a task that is, but we'll see. But I feel like with all these features, it'll be a nice little system that we can play with. It'll be a nice little system. Okay? And with that being said, it is time. I appreciate you guys for coming along. I appreciate you, Viva Dev, for just chatting and giving me some knowledge I didn't know about. Alright? Thanks for the follow again. I really appreciate it. Okay? I'm going to be posting the schedule to the Discord after this. So keep your eye on that. And in the future for any more scheduled updates. Alright? Tomorrow is going to be another dev day. Same time, 12 p.m. PST. Make sure to eat well, drink well, sleep well. Put on some deodorant too. You stinkies. Okay. I'll catch you guys later. Alright? Stay loaded, my friend. Just waiting for the song to end. Fuck, I forgot to turn up the volume. Sorry about that. Alright. Goodbye.